Dear viewers, welcome back to our channel. Have you noticed? The Chinese Navy has recently made a significant move by deploying the latest J-35 stealth carrier-based aircraft onto the Liaoning aircraft carrier. This signifies a complete transformation for the Liaoning, making it the world's first ski-jump carrier to carry stealth carrier-based aircraft. This move has sparked widespread attention and discussion. What strategic significance lies behind it? What does China's deployment of the J-35s on the Liaoning signify? What are the strategic implications for the Chinese Navy? What does the Liaoning's new deployment mean for China's maritime status and influence? Considering the competition between China and India in the Indo-Pacific region, can the deployment of the J-35s enhance China's competitive advantage in the region? Moreover, does it trigger concerns and vigilance from Western countries regarding China's military capabilities? Does it increase the uncertainty of geopolitical competition? The journey of the Liaoning aircraft carrier has been remarkable. From its initial role as a training vessel to its current status as a combat vessel, it has undergone a metamorphosis. From being limited to carrying only J-15s and unable to address near-sea diplomatic challenges, to now being capable of carrying J-35s and soaring among the world's carriers. This complete transformation makes the Liaoning the first ski-jump carrier to carry stealth carrier-based aircraft. However, compared to advanced countries' Nimitz-class aircraft carriers, it still lags in combat capability. This reality propels the Chinese Navy to continuously pursue enhancements to ensure national security and maritime interests. While there are still technological shortcomings compared to the Nimitz-class carriers, the addition of the J-35 solidifies China's strides towards oceanic combat vessels, providing robust support for China's oceanic strategy. The upgrade and transformation of the Liaoning aircraft carrier demonstrate the strengthening of China's naval power and ambitions for oceanic strategy. Meanwhile, compared to the Nimitz-class carriers of advanced countries, there still exists a technological gap, but this gap is gradually narrowing. The gap between the Liaoning and the world's advanced Nimitz-class carriers is undeniable, especially in terms of early warning systems. The Liaoning inherently lacks in this aspect, being only equipped with Russian-made Ka-31 airborne early warning helicopters or domestically produced Z-18C airborne early warning aircraft. To narrow this gap, it's essential to deploy the J-35 stealth carrier-based aircraft. Although the current capacity of 24 J-35s on board may still be insufficient, in terms of performance, the J-35 outperforms the American-made F-18, enabling the Liaoning to bridge the technological gap with the Nimitz-class carriers in actual combat for the first time. Considering the technological disparity between the American F-18s and the J-35s, even with the advantage in early warning systems, the F-18s are no match for the J-35s. For the Chinese Navy, the deployment of the J-35s brings at least three major trends, further widening the technological gap with India's carriers. China is committed to building carrier battle groups, with the primary goal of catching up with the advanced navies of the world, defending maritime sovereignty, and achieving reunification of Taiwan. However, India is also in pursuit, aspiring to surpass China, leading them to spare no expense in acquiring two large aircraft carriers and domestically assembling the Vikrant indigenous aircraft carrier. The deployment of the J-35s on the Liaoning not only highlights the technological prowess and strategic ambitions of the Chinese Navy, but also escalates the maritime competition between China and India. In the Indo-Pacific region, only China and India possess the capability of dual-carrier battle groups. India openly displays its maritime ambitions. The Milan multinational naval exercise in the Bay of Bengal in 2024 had an unprecedented scale, with India deploying its Vikrant, Virat, and Vikramaditya dual-carrier battle groups, involving up to 50 warships and 50 aircraft, attracting the participation of advanced countries, Australia, Japan, Russia, and others. India aims to demonstrate its military prowess and consolidate its dominant position in the Indian Ocean. Under the Indo-Pacific strategy of advanced countries, India becomes an undeniable threat, requiring China to deploy at least one aircraft carrier in the Indian Ocean in the future. This exercise highlights India's ambition as a regional maritime hegemon, and underscores the competition between China and India in the maritime domain. At the same time, the deployment of carriers towards the Indian Ocean becomes an inevitable choice for China. Currently, India's carrier-based aircraft mainly consist of two types, the Russian-made MiG-29K and the French Rafale M. Relying solely on the traditional J-15s may not provide absolute dominance over India, but the appearance of the J-35s will change this situation completely, exerting absolute pressure on India's carrier battle groups. Secondly, it propels the Liaoning aircraft carrier's transition from a near-sea training vessel to an ocean-going combat vessel. Since its commissioning, the Liaoning's combat capabilities have been insufficient to cope with regional crises. Japan's Izumo and Kaga, two light aircraft carriers, can carry a full complement of 24 F-35B stealth carrier-based aircraft. After modification, the amphibious assault ships of advanced countries, such as the Wasp class and America class, can carry over 20 F-35B stealth carrier-based aircraft. Therefore, considering the technological disparity between the J-15s and the F-35Bs, the Liaoning's combat capability may still be inferior to the modified amphibious assault ships of advanced countries. To change this situation, it is necessary to deploy the J-35s onto the Liaoning. The addition of the J-35 significantly enhances the combat capabilities of China's carrier battle groups, creating a clear technological gap with competitors like India. The urgent need for upgrading and transforming the Liaoning aircraft carrier is evident in response to the increasingly fierce regional competition. Currently, the shortage in China is not the JR-35 stealth carrier-based aircraft, but rather the pilots for these aircraft. If training relies solely on the Fujian aircraft carrier after its commissioning, the shortage of pilots will become a long-term challenge. Especially with the Dalian shipyard and Jiangnan shipyard preparing to build two 100,000-ton nuclear-powered aircraft carriers. These future carriers will require at least 120 JR-35 carrier-based aircraft pilots. One Fujian aircraft carrier can carry 48 J-35s, while the Liaoning and Shandong can carry 60 J-35s each. One batch of training can produce 108 pilots, significantly increasing the scale and efficiency of carrier-based aircraft pilot training. With the commissioning of the 004 and 005, pilots will be able to quickly adapt to cruising, propelling China's carrier battle groups into the era of oceanic combat. The upgrade of the Liaoning and Shandong aircraft carriers not only enhances combat capabilities, but also achieves close integration of training and combat, giving China's carrier battle groups stronger response capabilities. Meanwhile, the training and deployment of Chinese carrier pilots remain a challenge, but China is taking measures to address this challenge. Thirdly, it enhances the export competitiveness of the JR-35. AVIC has established export goals in the development of the JR-35. The total production of the F-35 by advanced countries is approaching 1,000 aircraft, with orders exceeding 3,500, including export orders reaching 1,100. However, almost all F-35s have been sold to Western allies of advanced countries, while it is difficult for countries in the Middle East, Africa, South America, ASEAN, and others to purchase them. Russia's Su-57 stealth fighter has difficulty in sales due to its lack of competitiveness, creating significant market opportunities for the JR-35. In the future, the JR-35 will introduce a naval version to the export market, making it more competitive. The upgrade of the Liaoning aircraft carrier and the export of the J-35 will bring China's carrier technology into the era of full stealth, while also intensifying competition with the F-35. The deployment of the J-35s on the Liaoning aircraft carrier marks the beginning of China's carriers transitioning into the era of full stealth, signaling the rise of China's carrier-building technology. Lastly, let me summarize today's video, hoping it has provided you with some insights and value. At this moment of high attention, the deployment of the J-35 J-35 stealth carrier-based aircraft on the Liaoning aircraft carrier has sparked widespread discussions. This move not only showcases the technological prowess of the Chinese Navy, but also constitutes a significant move in the geopolitical landscape. With the rapid development of the Chinese Navy, its influence in the Asia-Pacific region is increasing. However, this enhancement has also raised concerns and vigilance from neighboring countries and major powers. Under the increasingly emphasized Indo-Pacific strategies of advanced countries, China's naval power has profound implications for the regional security landscape. India views China's maritime expansion as a threat to its own security and actively develops its naval capabilities. In this context, the deployment of the J-35s on the Liaoning aircraft carrier undoubtedly further exacerbates regional geopolitical competition and brings new uncertainties to international relations. Therefore, we must carefully respond to changes in geopolitics, continuously seek stability and cooperation, and uphold regional peace and security. The questions we need to consider are: will the rise of the Chinese Navy change the existing order in the Asia-Pacific region? How will the future regional security landscape evolve? Today's video concludes here. See you again next time with more exciting content. Goodbye for now.